Welcome to the kidsministry.blog podcast. Every episode, we share ideas, tips, and resources to help your children's ministry thrive.
Okay, let's unpack this. Easter's coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you ever get that feeling, that pressure maybe, to have the perfect Easter?
Absolutely. Like you're scrolling through Instagram and suddenly your plans feel inadequate.
Totally inadequate. Yeah, exactly. Well, look, you're definitely not alone there.
Good to know.
So today, that's exactly what our deep dive is tackling. We're looking at this great piece. It's called Easter Stuff When You're Not Pinterest Mom.
A great title.
Isn't it? It's from the Kids Ministry blog. And our goal here is really to find some, practical, low-stress ways to celebrate.
Okay.
Wins that are still super meaningful, showing how sometimes simple is actually, better, more profound.
I like the sound of that. Less pressure, more meaning.
Exactly. So, you know that feeling we started with? Comparing your maybe slightly chaotic reality.
I'm trying to remember where those plastic eggs even are. Worth a dog chewed them last year.
Yes. That
Yeah.
compared to your neighbor's picture perfect brunch setup or those hand painted eggs that look like tiny Fabergés.
Right. The article really gets that, doesn't it? It starts right there.
It does. It taps into that common feeling. How does it kind of set that stage?
Well, it basically just says, hey, it's okay to feel that inadequacy.
Yeah.
It really validates it. But then, this is the good part, it pivots
Pivots how?
towards embracing the imperfection. It starts with this idea of resurrection eggs.
Okay, I've heard of those. Like the pre-made sets.
See, that's the thing. The article suggests not buying a fancy set. It's about using everyday stuff, even like junk you have lying around.
What? Look like what?
Like goldfish crackers for the bread, maybe a penny for the Judas coin, a bent paperclip for the cross.
A paperclip. Seriously.
Yeah, and like a tissue for the empty tomb linen. It's very DIY.
That sounds refreshingly low effort. But does it work? Does it resonate with kids? Any funny stories from trying it?
Oh, totally. The author talks about how they didn't number the eggs the first time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so their kid, Jacob, finds the empty tomb first. Kind of messes up the storyline, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Any other mishaps?
Well, there's a good warning about putting actual food inside the eggs. Apparently, there was a moldy dinner roll incident.
Ooh, okay. Good tip.
But here's the key part. Despite all that, the kids loved hunting for them. And they actually paid attention to the story.
So the perfection didn't matter. It was the experience.
Exactly. It really shows how kids connect with the shared activity, the feeling, not the flawless execution.
That makes so much sense. Did the article have other examples? Simple things that became like big traditions. You mentioned Easter morning boxes.
Yeah, the cherished Easter morning boxes. Apparently, it started out of guilt, like a low-effort alternative to massive baskets.
Okay, what was in them?
Simple stuff. New underwear, some candy, maybe a dollar store toy, but also these little notes about God's love.
Oh, that's sweet.
And they were written on like whatever was handy, even scraps of paper, like a grocery receipt.
A grocery receipt. What did it say?
One example was, God thinks you're funny, scribbled on the back. And the kids, like Jacob, apparently saved every single note over the years.
Wow. So again, simple, heartfelt. That's what sticks.
Pretty much. It wasn't about the fancy wrapping paper.
Okay, and speaking of embracing a bit of imperfection, what about cookie decorating? That sounds potentially messy.
The controlled chaos of cookie decorating. That's what they called it.
Controlled chaos. I like it.
They used store-bought tube dough, keeping it simple, right? Made cross shapes.
Smart. Less baking stress.
For sure. But then, kids happened. Emma apparently used half a bottle of sprinkles on one cookie.
Sounds about right.
And somehow purple icing ended up on the ceiling.
The ceiling. Okay, maybe slightly less controlled chaos.
But it was fun,
Yeah.
memorable. And the article even jokes that cookies help the kids survive long church services later.
Sugar power, maybe. So what if getting to church feels like too much chaos sometimes? Does the article touch on that?
It does, actually. It talks about living room church.
Living room church.
Yeah, basically doing an Easter service right there on the couch
Yeah.
in pajamas if getting out isn't happening.
Okay, how did that work?
Reading stories maybe from a phone app, letting the kids take turns being the pastor.
Oh, I bet that led to some interesting sermons.
Totally. The article mentions things like Jesus having a pet sheep or the disciples being scared like in the Scary Movie.
Hey, kids' logic is the best.
But the point was that informal setting actually led to more questions from the kids. Real questions.
So being flexible opened up more authentic engagement.
Exactly. It wasn't about the formal setting, but the connection.
And then there's the ultimate simple tradition they mentioned, breakfast.
Ah, yes. the cinnamon roll Easter breakfast. Literally just Pillsbury cinnamon rolls, maybe eaten by hand.
That's it.
That's pretty much it. And the kids apparently see it as incredibly special. They start asking about it way in advance.
It's amazing how basic things become huge deals for kids, isn't it?
It really reinforces that sometimes the absolute simplest things, consistency, being present, shared joy, those are the things that matter most.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's not always about grand gestures. Sometimes the simple things, or even the things that go wrong, those become the best stories. Did the article mention any, disasters?
Yeah. Some relatable fails, like an elaborate egg hunt with complicated clues.
Let me guess. Kids got confused.
Totally. Simple hiding worked way better. Or trying a fancy Pinterest recipe hot cross buns, I think.
How did those turn out?
4 hours of effort. Tasted like cardboard.
Ouch. So store-bought is fine then.
Definitely a recurring theme. Store-bought is okay. Sometimes better.
Okay, so it's about rolling with it when things don't go perfectly. And sometimes those imperfect moments even spark real curiosity, right? Any examples of kid questions?
Yeah, that was interesting. Like Emma asking the logical question, why does the Easter bunny bring eggs? Bunnies don't lay eggs.
Yeah, fair point, Emma.
And Jacob wondering if Jesus got Easter baskets when he was a kid.
Ah, those are sweet. Not deep theology, maybe, but real, honest questions coming out of these messy, real moments.
Exactly. They're connecting in their own way.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here for listeners planning their maybe slightly less than Pinterest perfect Easter?
I think it really boils down to this. Maybe the most memorable, most meaningful celebrations aren't the flawless ones we see online.
Okay.
They're the ones filled with, real moments, probably a bit of chaos, definitely lots of love.
The messy ones.
The messy ones, in their own way, they're kind of a perfect picture of what Easter's about.
Right.
New life, hope, even amidst the everyday stuff.
That's a really lovely thought. It makes you think, doesn't it? What's a disaster or some unexpected actually help you connect more deeply with the real meaning of the holidays this year?
Yeah, it's something to definitely chew on.
Definitely something to ponder as you plan your next celebration.
Thanks for listening. To find more ideas, tips, and resources, go to kidsministry.blog. We'll see you next time.